Hi baby dolls, I'm making you a video just to like show you in real time what a Bitcoin trap could be by the end of this cycle. Do you remember, friends, I just sit here in this squeaky chair and we're just trying to look at what the average market participant expects and, you know, what price do they have in their mind, maybe for like the overall market, you know, Bitcoin in particular. And then maybe how can that transpire in a bear market, right? Are they going to be like really, really bearish? Do they think it's an extended cycle and whatsoever? Now, I have the targets here of everybody. You have Donald Trump transition source. I don't know what this is, 150K. Mark Yusko, 150K. You even have like, you know, Tim Draper. I call him Tim D. Raper. Shout out to Timmy. He's got one of the best eyebrows in crypto. We love Timmy. So Timmy's awesome, man. Timmy's a visionary. If you remember, friends, Tim D. Raper, Timmy bought, I think he bought like the 40,000 BTC off the US government in like 2014 or something. And he paid above market price. What an absolute boss. They were selling him for like 400 bucks. I think he paid like 600 for him. That's just something ridiculous. Yeah, he's awesome. Robert Kiyosaki's at 350K. So most of these are around the 200-ish, 200 to 250. Okay, seems like that's where 200, 250, 220 is the expectation. So, you know, you could say, well, Sammy, does that mean maybe we get below 150 or 150-ish? It's possible. We've got Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF. We've got so many things, man. We've had so many events appear. We're just like, dude, we're meant to get wildly, wildly rich, technically, off all these, okay? Now, in my mind, I'm just going to show you something, okay? In Bitcoin, actually, let's go and look at this, where it's coming from, okay? So in the Mt. Gox cycle, Bitcoin dropped 86%, okay? 86, 87% from the top to the bottom. And then in the next cycle, it dropped around 84. So what I'm here to tell you is it's interesting that Bitcoin had a Ponzi collapse and then Donald Trump gets in and then it goes up so far, it drops a similar amount to the Ponzi cycle. So I'm going to stress the key emphasis on similar amount. Similar. Okay? In this previous cycle, we dropped a diminishing around 77%. Now, in my mind, I feel like we should have been 100K in 2021. I feel like we got scammed. That's why I feel like if we hit 100K in 2021, okay, it would have dropped 85%. But let's not worry about that part. I'm trying to think of an alternate universe. Maybe we were at 100K in another alternate universe. Now, in this cycle, what would a trap look like? Okay. Now, when you say the word trap, it implies like, oh, everybody loses. But it's not so fast. You know, market cycles, there's media mania, there are people, there's linear extrapolation into the future. And there's a lot of dynamics we've got to process. So in this cycle, if the average expected is about, let's say it's stock 2 to 250, is it pretty much here? See this? Actually, I'll make this green so everyone can see this nice box. Everyone's expecting around up here. All right, this is pretty much actually this Tasty Tubes box. Let's look at 2026. Everyone's expecting around up there. All right, this circle. So think about it, right? Can we get lower? Sure we can. All right, but look where we are right now already. We're already 103K. Even though like that, don't let it trick you. In 2021, we started off really, really strong. We were 50K by the second month, and then it was over. Okay. So it is possible that we scammed, but just you'd think, man, with all the news and all the events, and it's not just macro policy. It's not 0% rates. It's not QE infinite. It's when you got Donald Trump in. Okay. You got Donald Trump in. Like I said, the ETFs, Plan assassination, dodge the matrix bullet. We got more UFO stuff coming. There's just a lot of magic going on. Our elbows are very, very pointy. Our chairs are squeaky. Our slippers are very fluffy. A shock move could take us, I'd say 400k. That could happen. A very, very shock move. That's possible. And what would that require? It would require you go to 200, okay, by middle of this year, and everyone thinks it's over, and then goes to 400. Okay, it gets everybody to believe maybe in $1 million BTC. So maybe that would be the white swan. Now, why do I even say that number? Remember how I started this video, friends? I'll play some nice gentle angel music. Remember I told you, just, I don't know why, something universe is telling me, hey, pay attention to this. The trap is that everyone in crypto thinks in this bear market that's gonna come, not now, but when we're done partying, in that bear market, we're gonna drop a very low percentage. That's what everybody thinks. So, because we dropped 77% in the cycle before, everyone thinks we're gonna stop like at 70 in this one, or even Raoul Pal thinks 50. So everyone thinks, yeah, we're gonna drop less. We're gonna drop less. And I just thought, interesting, because I thought that years ago, and now I'm noticing everyone is expecting that. Everyone's expecting we drop less. Okay. So, because we have Donald Trump in, I wonder if we go like higher than we should. Maybe if we had a poopy president, maybe Bitcoin is meant to stop at 200. Maybe we get, remember friends, in the last cycle, we're meant to stop at 100. Plus, we stopped at freaking down here. We got scammed. Okay, maybe in this cycle, maybe Donald Trump, friends, maybe it really is Holy Spirit action. Maybe we're meant to stop at like this 200. But because Trump's in, we go to like this, you never know, 300 or 400. If we did see, because look, even at the 300 mark, I'm nervous. Because just think about it, if Bitcoin trades at 300,000, what I'm thinking in my mind is, okay, because remember, friends, I'm trying to catch friends out here. I'm trying to think in my mind about the crowd, everyone out there, and I want them to suspend belief. I want them to really think it's never going to go below a certain price. And I wonder what that price is. And I just feel like this $100,000 number can become such like a solidified floor in their mind. And then we actually do break it. We crack down under it somehow in the next bear market. You know, if Bitcoin goes to, say, 300,000, it actually trades, let's say it actually goes to like 310,000 up there. And then it drops. And everyone maybe thinks, friends, it's stopping. Hey, maybe it's stopping at 100K. It's down 66%. But then I'm thinking, man, what if it just does the full Monty 77%, 75% in the next one? It goes down to 75K. You know, that would be the monstrous one. Everyone's like, oh, it's never going below 100K again. And then you know how markets go, bang, it actually does capitulate and it stops under 100K. And it's like, that, what I'm drawing is a similar capitulation following Donald Trump's cycle last time. You know, during this Bitcoin cycle here, the stock market was going up. It was only when the stock market reached here, the stock market started tanking, and then this tanked down with it. Basically, the stock market was running up all year. But you understand as well, see friends, I know this thing looks bad, but actually, if you remove the Euphoria part, Bitcoin from October 2017, it was still in range mode like this. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how, here's October range part. See how like it ranges. It ranges around. See? It's just that this Euphoria part, it went like really, really, really city. You actually see like, wow, that's like ranging. It's okay, you know. This part was the nuts part, above 10K. I'm wondering if in our cycle, this number is like 200,000 and it bursts up 300 and then like 350. Okay? So I'm just thinking about something like this. I want to stress to you as well, even though I do these scenarios, there's nothing for us to be worried about because others BTC. Because in every cycle, actions speak louder than words. And when people are confident and euphoric, they go and buy altcoins. And right now they haven't touched them. They're still low. So yeah, we don't know. So let's say this wave does happen, similar to 2017. We don't know what Bitcoin's price is going to be up here. Bitcoin could be 200, it could be 300, it could be 400, it could be 100. We don't know, obviously probably not 100, but yeah, it could be whatever the number is. And it's outside of our control, you know? So all we can do is really pray. So if you go back to that Bitcoin chart, I remember we're thinking about a bull trap, forming a trap. This would be a surprise upside move. Yeah, it would be a surprise upside. It just, but like, I'll be honest, man, like, hey, what about the surprise downside? Like, not a single person is thinking that the crypto cycle's over right now. Yeah, that's true. That's true. However, altcoins didn't go euphoric. So even if the cycle is over now, altcoins, they're still on the floor, man. They're still on the floor. All the others, BTC, they still haven't moved up. Sure, there are pockets and things moving up, but as an overall index, you can see by that others, BTC, still on the floor. So think about this, right? But basically in my mind, this $100,000 floor, okay, I would love us to pretty much conquer it all year. And maybe 300K by the end of the year. And we'll be looking out for like this white swan where like, you'll know at that time where like, if someone utters the words 100K, you know, right now, you don't feel anything. But if we go to 300, I believe that uttering 100K, not holding support, will get you pitchforked. People will literally, friends, they'll bring out Spoonie. They'll even bring out Forky. Forky will come out as well. That's what I feel. Because, you know, this number, you know, that happened in our previous bear market, right? You'll remember that number, which is never meant to be broken, was $20,000. They're like, Bitcoin never comes back to its all-time high ever again, $20,000. What happens? It came and it actually sliced through. And then it actually sliced through again. You see? So he actually hit $15,000, $16,000. They're like, man, it just looked like it was really, really over. It's like you understand, like, because you're thinking from your perspective, oh, what's the difference between 20, 19, 18, 15? You gotta understand, friends. All you're thinking about is here's 20,000, and then Bitcoin drops 22% below the unbreakable level. You're like, Bitcoin just went below the unbreakable level by 22%. Altcoins, they're gonna drop another 50%. I'm already down 90%. I'm just losing. Like I've only got $6 left in my wallet. It's all over. So I'm just trying to bring you into the mindset of how these things play out. They do take time to play out. They don't play out overnight. So I want you to think about this as well. You know, if we go to 200K, if we stop at 200,000, are you really going to be surprised if I tell you, we're going below 100? You're not going to be surprised. What number would really hurt if we're at 200,000? What number would like really hurt? The number I already know in my mind is if we go below 50. 50K. You're like, oh my gosh, we go back to the Bitcoin spot ETF. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I'll be honest, that's completely possible. Okay. 50K. No one's going to be talking about that. You know, people would say, hey, that's impossible. What if Donald Trump is buying? What if all these things happen? Yeah, what if, okay, but what if it doesn't matter? So where is $50,000? It's here. It's here. See that level? So yeah, if Bitcoin stops at 200,000 by the end of this year, yeah, what's the level no one wants to see come? There you go. It's like 55,000. Like it'll be danger. So I've shown you, okay, we can hit 300K and then cracking below 100 will kill everyone. Ouch. Hurt. That's one scenario. 300K. Okay. Another scenario. We hit 200K. Closer to 200. I just showed you, okay, well, if we're at 200, you don't care about 100K. You're like, oh, we're at there now, right? We're there now. But if we go down towards 50,000, you're like, oh my gosh, I see the Bitcoin spot ETF. We just erased all the Bitcoin spot ETF gains because it launched at 48K. Oh, that's the number that would shock you. Like I said, I will now bring it back again. These traps, beautiful parties, man. We don't need to worry. I've literally, it's almost like we've got a cheat code. I love it. I'm smiling inside. I'm actually very happy. Because, you know, friends, I used to stay up at night. Like, what if it stops at 188 and then it's got to go down? Well, what if it stops? We're worried about this like little US dollar number. Everyone worries about that. But I've given you like a blueprint. I've given you a blueprint. If you look back, altcoins, because Bitcoin goes up so much, there's an altcoin surgence, which goes up Remember, this is the beginning of 2017. Okay, let's remove the racism here. This was 2017 starting, and this is 2018. Okay, so there you go. So you have wave 1, wave 2. You see that? So that was the 2017 year. And if you go and check out 2021 year as well, here you go, 2021, 2022. There you go. See that? Wave 1, wave 2. Yes. Also, you can't see it here, but I did compute it. In 2013, there were 2 waves. Okay. In 2013, there was a wave in like April. That was when XRP launched. They just started dumping. Typical. They launched that. Yes, it's funny. They launched at the high of alt season. I'm sure there were other coins there as well. They're just gone now. And there was another alt season wave 2 in 2013. It was in the month of November. So in these 28 days at the end, everything just went ballistic. Litecoin did like a 20x in just like 20 days. And there was only 10 coins to choose from. You literally had a 100% strike rate. Everything you touched made money. But you had to get out in a month, okay? So 3 out of 3 times was alt season wave 1 and alt season wave 2 in the year following the Bitcoin halving. So that's what it's all coming down to, friends. And the best part is of all, you did not need to know where Bitcoin was going to stop. You didn't actually need to know it, which is good. You don't need to know. No one knows where it is. But how do you play for an uncertain future? Well, you play by saying, well, here's 2025. This is where it ends. I'm just guessing. Alt season wave 1, alt season wave 2. And once we're in these dangerous areas, you know, we pray and hope, hey, thank you, Bitcoin, you hit 300K. That's good. You don't need to, though. Whatever stops at 200. Yeah. I think that is the most epic conclusion of all, because everyone wants to know, hey, when exactly do I sell the top? When do I do that? Well, it really isn't about that, right? It's about this ratio shift. That's actually what's most important. It's when, like Euphoria, that's pretty much, that's when it's game over point. So I have removed a lot of fears for everyone. And yeah, look, man, we always got to do these as well, friends. Take a page out of the book of Uncle Ray Dalio. Uncle Ray, remember in his Renaissance, all these like principles and stuff, you always got to ask yourself, how do I get bonked with a rounded elbow in this scenario? How do I lose? What can go wrong? Well, what can go wrong? We've gone through the different price expectations, but that's actually okay. What could go wrong? You might say, well, Simon, what if others BTC never goes up? How does that happen though? That means everyone in the world, for the first time, didn't buy altcoins outside of the top 10 in the belly of the curve. They just went to purely new stuff only, and nothing ever grew, which is unlikely. Or they just went straight to Bitcoin and like XRP. Just them. It's possible, man. It's possible. Bitcoin, XRP, and Sol and the core coins. But we know that's, yeah, it's unlikely, man. You know people what happens in Euphoria. That's one possibility though, okay? Another possibility of how we get wrong is obviously the timing of the 4-year cycle. So the 4-year cycle, yes, nothing's perfect, but like it's worked 3 out of 3 times. Yeah, so you have to account for that. Maybe at the end of this year, whatever Bitcoin's price is, let's say it is just exactly right. Let's say Bitcoin is 250K. It's like a clean cycle. It just hits 250K. And maybe Bitcoin does hit 250K at the end of this year. And people saying, oh, we're never going to go below 100. Okay, the max will go down is 120. Like maybe it makes it that obvious for us. We're like, oh, I guess 100K is your weak point. You'll sell under that point. Okay, but even if we get that point, we still have to account for us not knowing the future, despite having tasty tubes. So when we walk into 2026, now it's January. So let's say Bitcoin does hit like 250K here. Now it's January. It's here, right? We are playing for, where are we in January 2027? Because we're at a critical point. We've had a big up year. It's the 3rd green year in crypto. What's happened? In the past, Bitcoin has done 8 red monthly candles. We all know what that means for altcoins, by the way. 8 red monthly candles, you know? What does that mean? You don't know exactly where Bitcoin's price goes. It's just like you go, there's 8 red monthly candles. So you have to just think for yourself, okay, well, if let's say you walk in, okay, it's January 10th, 2026. Next year, you've had 3 scenarios where the bull market fades off and the bear market starts buying out years, capitulations. 3 scenarios. And there was no scenarios where it was an extended cycle. So maybe you really think in your heart, oh, it's different this time. Donald Trump's in. It's going to get a modulated cycle. Yep, you got to give yourself a probability of that occurring though. Even if you go, oh, 50-50. Okay, sweet. It means 50-50 means, yes, 50% you take profit, 50% you keep. That'll still save yourself, by the way, if things go really bad. Because as you get to see, what happens, altcoins, they don't just go down a little bit. They go down a lot and 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 a lot again. And they really decimate everybody, okay? So I think it was great, friends. We went through this crypto strategy today. I've shown you how this can happen. Yeah, you can't go wrong, like I said, taking out some portion by the end of this year, no matter what the USD price is. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.